Have you ever wondered if keeping your hair long after 60 is a mistake, or a secret weapon to looking more elegant, youthful, and confident? For decades, society has whispered the same message to women. Once you reach a certain age, you should cut your hair short. But who made that rule, and why should it still apply today? This video is all about breaking down that old belief. If you've ever stood in front of the mirror asking yourself, should I cut my hair short because I'm over 60, then you're in the right place. Together, we're going to explore the pros, the cons, and the hidden style secrets of long hair for women over 60. Here's the truth. Your hair is more than just strands. It's part of your identity, your confidence, and your story. Long hair can frame the face beautifully, soften fine lines, and give a graceful, timeless touch. But on the flip side, it can also be tricky to manage, especially when hair naturally becomes finer, drier, or more delicate with age. So what happens when a woman in her 60s chooses to keep her long locks? Does it make her look outdated, or does it add a sophisticated charm that short hair sometimes can't? That's exactly what we'll uncover. In this video, we'll look at why long hair on mature women has always been a controversial topic, the real changes hair goes through after 60, and which styles can actually make you look vibrant instead of tired. You'll also discover how to adapt long hairstyles to flatter your features, how fashion choices can enhance your hair, and the best care tips to keep those strands healthy and full of life. And here's the best part. You'll see that the decision isn't about following outdated rules. It's about choosing what makes you feel confident, radiant, and true to yourself. Whether it's a long layered cut, a soft wave, or even a simple, elegant ponytail, long hair after 60 can absolutely work if you know how to make it work for you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when long hair is a yes, when it might be a no, and how to style it so it complements not just your face but your lifestyle. Think of this as your personal style guide, tailored for women over 60 who want elegance, practicality, and confidence all in one. So, should women over 60 keep their hair long? Let's begin by asking the question, why has long hair for women over 60 been such a controversial topic in the first place? For generations, women have been told that long hair is a privilege of youth. Once a woman reaches a certain age, the unspoken rule has often been, cut it short, keep it practical, and blend in. This belief has been passed down so strongly that many women over 60 feel pressured to chop their hair, even if they secretly love the elegance of longer locks. But why does this rule exist in the first place? A lot of it comes from old-fashioned ideas about what aging should look like. In the past, short hair was linked to neatness, respectability, and maturity. Long hair, on the other hand, was associated with youth, femininity, and romance. As a result, once women crossed into their 60s, society often suggested that it was time to act their age and give up on long styles. Another reason is practicality. As hair naturally becomes thinner, drier, or more fragile with age, many people assume that shortcuts are simply easier to manage. Stylists in the past often pushed older women toward cropped hairstyles, believing it was the only way to keep hair looking healthy and polished. This created the impression that long hair after 60 was not just unusual, it was almost rebellious. Yet despite these old expectations, countless women today are challenging the rulebook. Many over 60 are choosing to keep their long hair, and in doing so, they're rewriting the definition of what elegance looks like at this stage of life. Take, for example, a woman who spent most of her career with short, layered cuts because it was appropriate for her age. Once she retired, she decided to let her hair grow out, embracing soft waves that framed her face. Instead of looking older, she felt more vibrant and feminine. Family and friends were surprised, not because she looked dated, but because she looked refreshed. Her story shows how much of this debate isn't really about hair, but about confidence, self-expression, and letting go of limiting rules. The truth is, long hair for mature women is controversial, not because it looks bad, but because it challenges outdated expectations. Fashion for mature women is no longer about following strict guidelines. It's about finding what works for you. Whether your hair is silver, fine, or thinning, there are long hairstyles for women over 60 that can highlight your best features instead of hiding them. So, why has long hair after 60 been such a hot topic? Because it's more than a beauty choice, it's a statement. It says, I don't need to cut my hair just because of my age. I get to decide how I want to look. And that brings us to the next question. If hair changes so much with age, what exactly happens to our strands after 60, and how does that affect the choice to keep them long? By the time a woman reaches her 60s, her hair has already gone through decades of change. What once may have been thick and glossy can now feel finer, more fragile, or even unpredictable. Understanding these changes is the first step to deciding whether long hair is truly a yes or a no. One of the most common shifts is thinning. As we age, the diameter of each hair strand becomes smaller, and overall density decreases. This is why many women notice their ponytail feels thinner or that their scalp seems more visible. For women considering long hairstyles after 60, this can be challenging because long hair naturally shows thinning more than shorter, fuller cuts. That's why haircuts for fine hair and best hairstyles for thin hair over 60 are such popular searches today. Women are looking for solutions that balance length with volume. Another reality is dryness. The scalp produces less natural oil with age, which means hair can lose its shine and become prone to frizz or breakage. When long hair isn't properly hydrated, it can look dull and lifeless, making a woman appear older than she feels. On the other hand, with the right care routine, long hair can still look silky and vibrant. Texture also changes. Many women notice their hair becomes wiry or uneven in thickness, especially as gray strands grow in. While gray hair is beautiful and empowering, it often behaves differently, feeling coarser or more resistant to styling. This means that a hairstyle that worked 10 years ago may not look the same today. Adjustments are key. Let's consider a simple story. A woman named Linda, age 64, had always loved her shoulder-length waves. Over time, she noticed her ends were splitting faster and her layers looked thinner. Instead of chopping it all off, her stylist suggested a low-maintenance haircut with long layers and subtle face-framing pieces. The style gave the illusion of fullness while allowing her to keep her beloved length. The result? She looked softer, fresher, and much more confident. Linda's experience shows that adapting, not abandoning length, is often the smartest choice. The reality is this: long hair at 60 isn't impossible, but it requires a realistic perspective. You need to know what your hair can and can't do, and how to work with it instead of against it. Once you understand the changes, thinning, dryness, and texture shifts, you can make an informed decision about whether to keep your length or adjust it. And that leads us perfectly into the next part. If you do choose to wear your hair long after 60, what are the real benefits you can expect? Despite the stereotypes, long hair after 60 can actually be one of the most flattering and elegant choices a woman can make. Far from being outdated, long hair can enhance natural beauty, highlight personality, and even soften the visible signs of aging in ways shortcuts sometimes can't. One of the greatest advantages of keeping long hair is femininity. Hair has always been a symbol of grace, and when it flows around the shoulders, it creates a frame that softens fine lines and adds warmth to the face. Many women say that long hair helps them feel more connected to their youthful spirit, not because they are trying to look younger, but because they are embracing a timeless part of who they are. That's why searches for elegant hairstyles for women over 60 are on the rise. Women want to know how to wear their length with dignity and style. Another benefit is versatility. With short hair, options can sometimes feel limited, especially for special occasions. Long hair, however, gives you countless styling possibilities. A low chignon for a wedding, a sleek ponytail for everyday errands, or gentle waves for dinner with friends. Each creates a different impression without requiring drastic changes. The right long layered haircut can also build movement and volume, giving hair more life and flexibility. There's also the undeniable emotional impact. Long hair can be empowering. For some women, it represents freedom from old rules that dictated how they should look at their age. For others, it's simply comforting, a reminder of continuity and personal identity. A woman who has always felt beautiful with long hair doesn't need to give it up just because she turned 60. Instead, she can choose styles that flatter her changing features while staying true to herself. Let me share a story. Margaret, a 67-year-old grandmother, had considered cutting her long silver hair after feeling pressure from her peers. But before doing so, she tried a simple layered cut with soft waves. At her granddaughter's graduation, she wore her hair styled in loose curls that shone in the sunlight. The compliments poured in. People said she looked radiant, vibrant, even glamorous. That one moment changed her perspective. She realized her long hair wasn't holding her back, it was enhancing her presence. The final advantage is timelessness. Certain hairstyles never go out of style, and long, well-kept hair is one of them. Whether it's straight, wavy, or curled, it offers a canvas that can be adapted to trends without losing its elegance. When paired with modern fashion choices, long hair can strike the perfect balance between ageless sophistication and contemporary flair. No wonder timeless hairstyles remain one of the most searched topics among women in their 60s and beyond. Of course, as inspiring as long hair can be, it isn't without its challenges. If not cared for properly, length can highlight problems like dryness, thinning, or damage. That's why, before deciding to grow or maintain long hair, it's important to weigh the potential drawbacks. And that's exactly what we'll explore next: the disadvantages and risks of keeping your hair long after 60. As beautiful and versatile as long hair can be, it does come with certain challenges, especially after 60. Ignoring these drawbacks is one of the biggest hair mistakes that age you, because when long hair is not managed correctly, it can actually add years instead of subtracting them. The first drawback is maintenance. Long hair requires more time, effort, and products to keep it looking healthy. Without regular trimming, split ends become more visible, and they can make the entire hairstyle look tired or neglected. For many women over 60, who may already deal with dryness and thinning, keeping up with the demands of long hair can feel overwhelming. Another risk is the way long hair frames the face. If the style is too heavy or blunt, it can drag the face downward, emphasizing sagging skin or fine lines. In contrast, a well-chosen cut can soften these features. The key is understanding that the wrong type of length, or no layering at all, can unintentionally age the face. This is why mature women's style tips often highlight the importance of lightness, movement, and shape. There's also the issue of hair health. As hair grows longer, it becomes more vulnerable to breakage and thinning. Thinner ends can make the hair appear stringy, which is far from the elegant look most women want. Without the right care routine, long hair can quickly shift from graceful to unkempt. And then there's perception. While beauty rules are meant to be broken, it's still true that some people hold on to outdated ideas. A woman with long hair after 60 might face criticism or subtle comments suggesting she should cut it short. Although these opinions are outdated, they can influence confidence. Some women may feel torn between what they love and what others expect. Consider the story of Joanne, age 62. She decided to grow her hair past her shoulders after years of wearing it short. While she loved the softness it gave her look, she also noticed that if she skipped trims or styling, her hair looked limp and lifeless. Once, at a family gathering, her sister joked that she was trying too hard to look young. That comment stung, even though Joanne knew her style was a personal choice. The truth is, long hair can attract attention, both positive and negative, and it's important to be ready for that. So yes, long hair after 60 can bring elegance, but it can also highlight flaws if it isn't carefully maintained. The good news is that there are plenty of ways to keep the beauty of long hair while minimizing the downsides. It all comes down to choosing the right style. And that brings us to the next part. Which specific long hairstyles actually work for women over 60, and how can they highlight your best features while avoiding common mistakes? If you've ever wondered whether long hair can truly look flattering after 60, the answer is yes, when you choose the right style. The key is balance, adding softness, movement, and shape so that long hair highlights your best features rather than overpowering them. Let's look at a few timeless hairstyles that have proven to be both practical and beautiful for mature women. 1. The long layered cut. This is one of the most popular options for women over 60. Layers remove excess weight, create movement, and add body to thinning hair. Instead of hair lying flat against the face, layers build volume and make the style appear fuller. A long layered haircut also gives flexibility. You can wear it straight for a sleek look or add waves for softness. For women with glasses, face framing layers can highlight the eyes beautifully without overwhelming the frame. 2. Soft waves with side part. Nothing says elegance like gentle waves. A shoulder-to-chest length cut with loose, natural waves adds femininity and texture while disguising thinning ends. A side part lifts the face, making it appear more open and youthful. This style works wonderfully for special occasions but can also be casual enough for everyday wear. It's no surprise that many searches for elegant hairstyles for women over 60 include soft waves. It's universally flattering. 3. Straight and sleek with subtle highlights. If you prefer simplicity, straight hair can still look sophisticated after 60. The trick is adding subtle highlights or lowlights to create depth. This prevents the hair from looking flat and adds a natural glow to silver or gray strands. Straight styles also pair well with modern fashion choices, giving a polished yet effortless appearance. When paired with statement earrings or a chic blazer, it creates a classy, age-defying look. 4. The low bun or chignon. While not a cut in itself, styling long hair into a low bun or soft chignon is an elegant solution for formal occasions. This look pulls the hair away from the face, highlighting cheekbones and elongating the neck. It's a timeless hairstyle that works across all generations, and on mature women, it radiates confidence and grace. Add a silk scarf or a delicate hairpin, and the style transforms instantly into something glamorous. 5. Long hair with curtain bangs. Bangs can be intimidating after 60, but curtain bangs are a game changer. They are light, low maintenance, and fall softly to the sides, framing the face in a flattering way. This is especially effective for women with glasses since the bangs can blend seamlessly with the frames. The result is fresh and modern without the heaviness of a blunt fringe. A great example comes from a woman named Elaine, age 66. For years, she wore her hair in a plain, shoulder-length cut that she felt was safe. One day, her stylist suggested adding soft layers and curtain bangs. The transformation was immediate. Elaine's hair looked fuller, her face looked brighter, and friends commented that she seemed 10 years younger. The cut wasn't radical. It was simply a long hairstyle adapted to her age and lifestyle. When choosing any of these styles, the most important factor is personalization. A haircut that looks stunning on one woman may not work the same way on another, depending on face shape, hair texture, and daily routine. That's why consultations with a trusted stylist are so valuable. They can adjust length, layers, and details, so your long hair feels like it was made just for you. Long hair after 60 isn't about fighting age. It's about embracing elegance in a way that feels authentic. With the right cut, long hair can highlight your personality, complement your wardrobe, and project a timeless sense of style. Of course, hair doesn't exist in isolation. The way you dress and accessorize plays a huge role in how your hairstyle is perceived. Which brings us to the next part, how to coordinate long hair with fashion choices to create a polished, age-defying look. A beautiful hairstyle becomes even more powerful when paired with the right clothing and accessories. Long hair after 60 can make a bold statement, but it shines brightest when your wardrobe works in harmony with it. Fashion isn't about age, it's about expression, and the right pairing of hair and clothes can transform an everyday look into effortless sophistication. One of the simplest ways to balance long hair is with neckline choices. Tops or dresses with a V-neck, scoop neck, or open collar help create space around the face and neckline, preventing long hair from feeling heavy. This is a common tip in fashion for older women because it draws the eye upward, elongates the neck, and highlights the natural flow of long locks. Accessories also play an important role. Earrings, for example, can either get lost under layers of hair or stand out as statement pieces. Women with long hair often find that drop earrings, hoops, or elegant studs balance the fullness of their hairstyle. For those who wear glasses, choosing frames that complement the shape of the bangs or layers can create a polished, coordinated look. These small touches are what elevate a hairstyle into part of a complete image. Scarves and shawls are another elegant choice for mature women style tips. A silk scarf tied loosely around the neck or draped over the shoulders contrasts beautifully with long hair, adding softness and color. It's an easy way to refresh an outfit without overwhelming the overall look. Clothing styles also matter. Flowing maxi dresses can look stunning when paired with long wavy hair, creating a graceful bohemian feel. On the other hand, tailored blazers or structured jackets provide balance and contrast, showing that long hair doesn't have to be casual, it can be sharp and professional too. Elegant outfits for seniors often combine these elements, classic pieces that work across decades paired with hairstyles that never go out of style. Let's take an example. Patricia, age 70, had long silver-streaked hair that she loved, but often felt her outfits didn't match her look. After experimenting with layered blouses, V-neck sweaters, and a pair of pearl earrings, she discovered that her long hair looked more polished than ever. Instead of feeling like her hair aged her, she realized it gave her presence and individuality. The truth is, fashion and hair are inseparable partners. Long hair after 60 doesn't need to be hidden, it should be celebrated. By pairing your hairstyle with flattering necklines, statement accessories, and timeless clothing pieces, you can highlight your elegance and make your look cohesive from head to toe. Of course, even the most stylish outfit won't help if your hair isn't healthy. That's why caring for long hair becomes the next essential step. Let's explore the best routines and habits that keep long hair vibrant, strong, and radiant well into your 60s and beyond. Long hair after 60 can be breathtakingly elegant, but it demands a little extra care. Unlike shorter cuts, which can hide dryness or thinning more easily, long hair reveals everything, from split ends to shine. That's why developing the right hair care routine for older women is essential if you want your strands to stay strong, silky, and radiant. 1. Nourish from the inside out. Healthy hair begins with nutrition. As we age, our bodies produce less keratin and collagen, two building blocks of strong hair. A diet rich in protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamins like biotin and vitamin D can help improve hair quality. Even something as simple as adding salmon, leafy greens, or walnuts to your meals can support shinier, more resilient strands. Hydration is just as important. Drinking enough water daily prevents dryness not only in the skin, but also in the hair. 2. Choose gentle, hydrating products. Harsh shampoos that strip natural oils can be damaging, especially for mature hair. Look for sulfate-free shampoos and conditioners that add moisture and repair. A weekly deep conditioning treatment or hair mask can restore softness and reduce frizz. Many women over 60 also find that using a lightweight leave-in conditioner makes long hair easier to manage without weighing it down. These small adjustments can transform dull hair into healthy hair after 60. 3. Regular trims are non-negotiable. One of the biggest mistakes women make is avoiding trims in hopes of keeping as much length as possible. But trimming every 6 to 8 weeks actually helps long hair look healthier by removing split ends. Without this step, damaged ends can travel upward, causing more breakage and thinning. Even half an inch makes a difference. Remember, long hair looks elegant only when it appears cared for. 4. Protect against heat and breakage. Long hair is more exposed to styling tools and environmental stress. If you use a blow dryer, curling iron, or straightener, always apply a heat protectant spray first. Sleeping on a silk pillowcase or using a silk hair wrap can also minimize friction and prevent breakage. These are small changes, but they add up to stronger hair over time. 5. Embrace low-maintenance styling. The reality is that long hair doesn't have to mean high maintenance. Choosing low-maintenance haircuts with layers or natural movement reduces the need for daily heavy styling. Instead of spending hours with hot tools, you can air dry with a little mousse or twist damp hair into a braid overnight for soft waves in the morning. This approach keeps styling enjoyable rather than exhausting. 6. Don't be afraid of natural gray. Many women feel pressure to dye their hair, but natural silver can look stunning with long styles. The key is shine. When gray hair is well conditioned, it reflects light beautifully. A purple or blue tone shampoo once a week can neutralize any yellow tones and keep gray hair bright. Embracing your natural color can be liberating and surprisingly youthful. Let's look at a real example. Susan, age 63, had worn her long hair in the same way for years. It was dry, frizzy, and often pulled back in a bun because she felt it looked messy. After working with a stylist, she introduced regular trims, hydrating masks, and started using a silk pillowcase. Within 3 months, her hair looked smoother and shinier, and she wore it down proudly again. Her friends said she looked refreshed, not because her hair was younger, but because it was healthier. Caring for long hair after 60 isn't about perfection. It's about creating habits that make your hair shine with vitality and reflect the care you give yourself. With the right nutrition, products, and simple maintenance routines, long hair can remain your signature of elegance for years to come. And now, after exploring both the beauty and the care of long hair, it's time to answer the ultimate question. Should women over 60 wear their hair long, or is it better to keep it short? Let's bring everything together in the conclusion. So, after exploring every angle, what's the real answer to the question? Should women over 60 keep their hair long? The truth is, there is no single rule. Long hair after 60 is not a mistake, and it's certainly not a style reserved only for the young. It's a choice, one that depends on your lifestyle, your personality, and the way you want to express yourself. We've seen that long hair can be elegant, versatile, and deeply feminine. Styles like layered cuts, soft waves, or a classic chignon prove that long hair can enhance features rather than hide them. We've also uncovered the challenges, thinning, dryness, and the need for more care. But with the right hair care routine for older women, these challenges can be managed, leaving hair that is healthy, radiant, and full of life. Most importantly, long hair after 60 is about freedom. It's about saying no to outdated expectations and yes to self-expression. Whether you embrace silver strands, add soft layers, or pair your hair with elegant outfits for seniors, the decision should always feel empowering, not limiting. Think back to the women we talked about: Linda, Margaret, Patricia, and Susan. Each of them chose to keep or adapt their long hair in ways that made them feel confident. Their stories remind us that beauty at this stage of life isn't about fitting into someone else's definition. It's about embracing what makes you shine. So if you love your long hair, keep it. If you feel ready for a change, explore new cuts. Either way, remember that style has no expiration date. Fashion for mature women is evolving, and hairstyles for women over 60 are more diverse and inspiring than ever. Thank you for watching. If this video gave you new ideas or encouragement, please give it a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more tips on hair, fashion, and confidence after 60. Because no matter your age, you deserve to feel beautiful, radiant, and true to yourself